See, dear students, in the last session, that is session 15th, we had seen about reading the poem line by line as if the text. But in this session, let us continue that poem with the as if the summary of the poem Kalahandi. So, in this poem, first let us go towards the learning objectives. These are the some of the learning objectives to make the students how to analyze the place Kalahandi, how to enable students about the charity centers in Kalahandi, to make understand how and why the young girls were sold to brothels or children were auctioned off, and also to know how the whole village became a graveyard. So these are some of the session outcomes. At the end of the session, definitely the students will get curiosity to know more and more about Kalahandi place and the meaning of Kalahandi and situations of Kalahandi too. They are able to get idea about disease and lack, deprivation and suffering in Kalahandi. Students will also come to know how Kalahandi became a metaphor for has become a metaphor for the suffering and also the poverty. So definitely the students are going to understand how the government officials were failed, especially in their plans to overcome the village poverty. So these are the recaps of the session. Let us go towards the previous session as the students are going through the text of the poem. That means before understanding the poem, better to read the poem once or twice, then you are able to understand properly. It fetches pictures of Kalahandi, however, the text cannot clear the students without analyzing the poem. So, in this session, I have tried my level best to analyze the poem in detail. So, it is also necessary to analyze critically in this and next session. Students, the poem opens with the rude shock of the reality that one does not require a map or to find Kalahandi. Kalahandi is everywhere, especially wherever hunger exists. So it is wherever there is disease and lack and deprivation and also suffering. So thus says that one time Kalahandi got a lot of attention. This was because then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi flew into famine-struck village in a helicopter. So, in the first session of this poem, actually I told about earlier. Then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi also visited, but at the visit of Indira Gandhi, it took much attention towards whole India. At that time, such situations were scarcely reported. It became a great news item, and as the Prime Minister of nation headed to the village, so did thousands of others. But now the poet seems to suggest that it does not take a map nor the leading of a helicopter. Kalahandi has become a metaphor for the suffering that one can encounter all too commonly, for hunger and famine are commonplaces in many a village in India. Then there is a graphic picture of the village. So the poet puts it poetically, saying that rain god had turned his face away from this dreary, disaster prone village. Why complain about the people? Even the gods chose to ignore the dire needs of these poor village folk. So he means to say that not only the politicians or government officials neglected. Even God was angry towards this Kalahandi people. So, as a result of continuous droughts, everything in the landscape was so dry. The hunger villagers were searched in desperation for one green leaf that they might turn it into a meal. But they found none, no, not even a single meal or even single leaf to eat. This was the story of every villager, so that the village itself was turned into a graveyard. Definitely, people were dying everywhere, people were suffering everywhere. See, people had been suffering continuously with their family members too. So the land parched, cracked open in wide fissures, as almost if it were opening up to receive its own now dead. That means people were not necessary to dig the gravelands, because the lands themselves opened because of famine to receive the dead bodies. So there is a sarcasm in the poem, or in this context. So where once a rushing river flowed, now there was just the dry sandy river bed. So government officials had made many plans for the village. The bureaucrats had assessed the situation, but none of their plans had ever been acted upon, materialized. Now the poverty line had receded there, and new benchmarks of poverty had become inevitable because of this drought. Next, it reiterates the motive of poverty and its resultant effects on those it preys upon. It takes a kind of prey. The verse is graphic in its description of the picture. If one wants to know what poverty looks like, this is the request of even the poet. If one wants to know what poverty looks like, one has only to look at Kalahandi. So, what could be seen? What can be seen there? Sunken eyes, walking skeletons, bits and pieces of rags, barely affording a covering to the bony frames of the villagers. So, actually, poet says that people were not wearing clothes, but rags were just covered the thin, lean, framey, bony bodies of Kalahandi. So the little that they owned household items like utensils had been traded in for food. So all utensils or things were sold for the sake of food. They had only two, of course, one or two earthen pots. Their huts were falling apart, their roofs were caving in, offering them little shade by day or protection by night. In the abject poverty of Kalahandi, a villager who owned two pots would be considered their prosperous property. So, like this, there was utter bad situation in Kalahandi. The poet he was very unhappy, and he was very unhappy and giving the pathetic situation of Kalahandi very art rendering feelings. So these are the things what we can analyze the poem after reading the poem.